Yes, Aparna ji, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and thank you for inviting me on this platform. I'm so happy because wherever I go, I think heart of heart, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'll always be one. Whenever somebody wants to introduce me or I want to introduce myself, I always tell them I'm a mother first, you know, then I'm a woman, and then I'm an entrepreneur, and then I can be whatever. So it is exactly this. In the same order, an entrepreneur needs to remember these priorities in life, and these priorities need every single morning to yourself. I say this, what was my most important learning as an entrepreneur, and the learning continues, is that motivation is a daily thing. Like you bathe daily, you get up in the morning and motivate yourself. That is precisely what is important in the entrepreneurial journey. Also, I have met a lot of young guys. I see a lot of young people here who are now in the startup stage. And I would love to hear, post my small little talk about what individually each one of you is doing and how we can help. And the topic that Aparna has given is also very, very interesting, because I think India is very soon going to be, and in fact, it is seeing a haven of startups. It is, the problem starts the moment we start up, and then we get started up, and then the actual problem starts. Because I think what India needs today is scale up. And that's why this is also a very important topic, and a topic which is very, very close to my heart. But as I started talking about priorities, I'll come back to priorities. One of the things that young entrepreneurs have been telling me continuously is about passion and why they became an entrepreneur. I read a lot of these startup stories, and they said, oh, I'm extremely, extremely passionate. I feel that one thing that is completely missing in this passion is good. And passion is a very, very Western word. It's a so-called millennial in kind of a word. Everything you need to do with passion, and of course passion creates that fire, that zeal, that hunger for success, and so on and so forth. But I think an entrepreneur needs to understand that it's really not the passion that drives your success. It is also, yes, passion needs to be there, but it's also the purpose. And it is this purpose which is extremely important. So I think people who are hearing me out today, please go back home, or after this session, please pick up a pen and paper and write out the purpose of your entrepreneurial journey. Do not write the purpose of your company, do not write the purpose for yourself, but please write down the purpose of this entrepreneurial journey. Because I personally thought, I started off about 15-18 years ago now, on my entrepreneurial journey, and my only idea was that I wanted to give jobs, and that's all I was kicked about. I was extremely passionate. I wanted to create jobs. But when I did my first startup, I kind of scaled it up. I gave away. I was a beginner. I was the first entrepreneur of the family. There was nobody to guide me. I did not come from a entrepreneurial background. I ended up giving away most of my company to investors. The second startup that I did, I wanted, again, I was extremely passionate, and of course, I decided I'm not going to get into investment right now. Customer is the best investor, and so on and so forth. Yet I did certain mistakes. I did not, I wanted to do a product company, but I ended up doing a service company, and so on and so forth, right? Now, we all have journeys, and your individual spiritual path, your individual entrepreneurial path, and your individual political path, I now say that. All three are defined by who you are and how much is your karma that you've carried from previous janam. And so हिंदी में मैं अक्सर लोगों को कहती हूँ कि दो प्रकार के कर्म होते हैं, एक संचित कर्म होता है, एक क्रयान्वित कर्म होता है. And entrepreneurs really focus on this karma that you do almost on a daily basis. So please write out the purpose of your entrepreneurial journey as to what you want to do. It's after 3 consecutive startups and pretty successful ones, because the largest entrepreneurial venture that I have today has about 4,500 employees with about 6 centers across the globe. So yes, I ended up in a position where I still was looking for more, and I realized that my purpose of this entrepreneurial journey was impact. And that's why today, when I'm investing and I work as investor, I usually end up investing into impact funds or into impact startups. The most of the entrepreneurs that I'm supporting today are primarily into social entrepreneurship, because that was my calling. And I also realized that the purpose of my life was not only to make money, but it was also to ensure that I created that big impact in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. And that's how I transfers from being an entrepreneur to being an investor to being a political entity. Second, and the most important thing, again, post defining a purpose for yourself, is to ensure that you know that in this journey, I see a lot of startups who are looking, and that's what this event is called, get funded, because everyone seems to be looking for funding. One of the things that I have been saying on various platforms, and of course, Kunal is a very, very close friend. All these big companies which have picked up large money and big sums, most of the founders are very, very close friends of mine. Yet I feel that today's funding scenario, there is a lot of money in the ecosystem today, and a lot of money that comes in. The MSMEs are doing bad, yet the Sensex is rising. There are people who have kept money in their pockets and are waiting for the right idea to actually push in money. There is money between the VC holders, between angel investors, who are now looking at alternate investments. There is a lot of money lying at family funds, and younger generations do not want to get into the same family business, and hence they are looking for new ideas. Yet on the other side, there are a lot of people who are still looking at getting funded. Now, one of the things that I want to tell as an entrepreneur who's been there, done that, to new entrepreneurs is, in this entire entrepreneurial journey, you need to figure out how much money you actually need and from where you are going to get that money. It's important. I think COVID has taught us the lesson of being lean, cutting down on operations. Bigger companies have today realized why we had to do so much of travel when there is technology of video conferencing available. Larger companies have realized why we wanted to get into events and spend money when there is something like Zoom available. And a lot of other companies and higher ups, leaderships, have realized why we would travel. I know of times where I have traveled across continents just to have a dinner meet with somebody. So that's yes, I'm not countering the fact that human touch, human relationships are definitely required, but yet there needs to be a lean operation, especially in the startup world. It is important for us to realize that lean is in, and that's why you need to be really, really lean. And for that, you need to figure out that minimum sum of money that you need to suffice your operation and to bring your idea to life. That money now needs to be coming from a couple of sources. And one of the best sources that you can get your money from is the customer. So the second and the most important point is, customer is your best investor. So if you want to scale up your business, if you want to look at the future, please look at a customer who tomorrow can not only be your testimonial, but will also be your buyer, your marketeer, and your funder, your investor, and probably at a later stage, he will also buy out your idea. So please go looking for an investor who will buy you out, and today is your customer. Third, and the most, again, a very, very important thing, is get funded, and people like Aparna ji will definitely get you funded somehow or the other. They will train you, they will mentor you, they will handhold you, but they will get you funded. And I told you that there is a lot of funding available. But trust me, at this point, when you're sitting on this side of the table, you are not shopping, and you feel that all the VCs and angels of the world are shopping. But trust me, it's actually you who should be shopping, because it's your idea, it's your baby. So it's important for you to decide who you want to put on your board. So please do not rush your investments. You need to, for the right scale up to happen, you need to have the right strategic partner. So always look at the investor as a partner who's going to fuel your growth rather than just getting in money. A lot of startups today, I have seen, especially younger generation startups and people who do not come from an entrepreneurial background, which means if you're a Jain, if you're an Agarwal, if you come from business families, that comes easy to you because you know that it's in the fraternity. Everybody in the fraternity is there to help. In the family, you get a lot of advices. You get the idea of right and wrong. But if you are a fresh startup coming out of nowhere and trying to start a company like me, then you need to understand that if your investor does not come with good advice, you are in for big trouble. Because an investor is your strategic partner. He is going to tell you the direction, he is going to advise you, because he is also sitting on boards of various other companies. He knows the trends. He is much experienced in this journey, much more than you are. He will add value more than just money. So if your idea is that an investor is somebody who will allow me to do what I want to do and just push in and punch in the money, then you are in the wrong business, because entrepreneurship or scaling up businesses requires a lot of networking. It needs mergers. It needs sometimes it needs outsourcing. You will probably need a unit which you want to just collaborate with. So collaborations are in. Today is the time where you do not need to do everything. In fact, you just need to stick to your core competence. You need to collaborate and ensure that everyone else keeps and starts working for you. And that's when you are going to be a successful entrepreneur. So tip number 3, very, very important. Please get a partner and not an investor. If an investor becomes a strategic partner, I think it's going to be good news for you. But please shop right. And when you're looking, it is important that you do not sound so desperate that the first investor I'm going to jump on because my money is depleting. Hold on, there is a lot of people. If they are shopping for you, you are shopping for them as well. Tip number 4. And in this journey from startup to scale up, you're going to have a lot of difficulties, of course. If the purpose is to scale up, then scale up not only means scaling up employees, it does not mean scaling up customers, it does not mean scaling up the top line and the bottom line only. It sometimes means scaling up laterally, horizontally, or it means scaling up vertically. What does that mean? It means that if you're not looking at different geographies, you need to start looking at different geographies. For that, you need to understand what works and what doesn't work in your company. So if you're an e-commerce platform, and I can see a couple of e-commerce platforms, if you are say a grocery platform, if you are a platform that picks up fruits and vegetables from say villagers or farmers and gives it to urban areas, then if you know that this geographical idea is working in a particular geography, then you need to try and expand geographically, and that is scale up, right? Also, if you feel that if you're hitting one segment and you want to replicate that segment, or you want to try different segments, that is vertical scale up. Horizontal scale up is diversification. If your idea is working for one particular segment, sector, geographical area, and you want multiple products like this to work in multiple areas horizontally, laterally, that is also a scale up. So whether you scale up, whichever axis you scale up, whichever dimension you scale up, the idea of scaling up needs to be crystal clear in your mind. Also, there needs to be a methodology which needs to be clear. Which means what? What does that mean? I want to scale up. I want to go to different geographies. My company is based out of, I'm an e-commerce company, and I am doing extremely well in Mumbai, or I'm doing extremely well in Delhi. Now, from Delhi, I want to go to Mumbai, right? The methodology of how I will reach out, whether it be collaboration, will I go on my own, will I open a franchisee, or will I actually try and open up one store and then have multiple stores which are franchisee. These methodologies, there are different methodologies, and trust me, one size does not suit all. It's important for you to know your business. It is also important for you to know your consumers and your customers, and you need to connect the dot. And I feel it is at this point of time that a lot of people falter, because we've got the money, we are now looking at scaling up. You've got an investment because you got an investment on a plan by showing Excel sheets. Your investor is coming. He is not a strategic investor. He had the money, but he doesn't know this retail business. And now you have the expertise, but it's not working out. So this is the scenario you do not want to get in. Hence, I always say this: piloting is very, very, very important. Whenever you go to an investor, especially at the stage where you have an idea and you want to scale up the idea, it's important that you pilot it out with the methodology, or try it out with various methodologies which you think might work for your business. So try it out. You can try it out in a very, very small way. You might try a franchisee network. You might try collaboration. You might try trying to ride on back on your consumers. You might try backward integration. You might try forward integration. But whatever you may try it in a very pilotized manner, so that you can present that out to your investor and say that, look, I have tried this. If you can give me more money, and I think this works. If you give me more money, I think I'm going to scale it out. So this is the fourth tip. It's very important that you pilot out your scaling up plan. And when you pilot out the plan, ensure that it becomes a success. You can try out different methodologies and then present it in front of your investor. And that's when you will get into the scale up stage. Fifth, it's important, but I don't think, startups realize it in the very beginning, and hence it becomes very important. If there would have been only women, I would have said, because a lot of women, and statistically it has been proven, a lot of women try to run away from P&L statements. Right? If you are a technologist and have started a startup, you run away from the commercial side of it. If you're a commercial person, then you run away from the technology. Remember, if you've become an entrepreneur, you are, not jack of all trades, master of none. You're master of all trades. So at least in your mind, you need to keep make it very, very clear that you are master of all trades. And that's the reason why you need to try and get into everything. So you might not become the master in jiffy, but you need to try and learn. For entrepreneurs, couple of things is a must. You must learn Tally. So you must learn to look at your own P&L statement. You should sleep with it, like you sleep with your own dreams, like you sleep with your own ideas. Just sleep with your P&L statement, because you have come into business. And if I would have been writing an article, I would have underlined this or made this bold. Now that I'm speaking, please note in quotes, you have become an entrepreneur to make money, and please do not shy away from it. Make money for yourself, make money for your employees, make money for the country, make money for every single person who's attached to you, be it your vendors, your consumers, your people who are going to be paying out for you, your family. And let's understand the important thing is to make money, because money runs the country and you are the people who run the country. So it is very important for our country, our people to realize हमें बचपन से पढ़ाया जाता है, unfortunately, we've been brought up in such a socialist way that and of course this is not a political statement, but we've been brought up in such a socialist way कि हमें बचपन से ये सिखाया जाता है कि श्रीमंत होना बहुत बड़ा पाप है. And इसीलिए you need to be humble, you need to be okay, be humble, be modest, be nice, it's fine, but make money, because making money, it's only because you want to make money that you have come into the world of entrepreneurship. And if you're not making money, shut the shop and ensure that you start something else that makes money, because until you make money, you're not making an impact. This I've learned the hard way. So let's not fool ourselves. We need to make money. And hence, coming back to my point, it is important for you to sleep with your P&L statement. And hence, you need to keep your papers clean. And this is the point. The point is that get into every aspect of your business, be it marketing, be it, that doesn't mean that you do not delegate, but you should know how many people do I have? What is the result that I'm getting per person? What is the target that I have set for a person or my manager has set for a person? And what is the result? Who's the best performing person in this team? If my customer is not happy, why is he not happy? It is important for you to get into every department. It is important for you to delegate, but it is important for you to also know. And hence, for a lot of new entrepreneurs, I tell them, if you want to scale up, ensure that there is something called as a dashboard that comes to you, which means you need to have reports, you need to have reviews, and you need to put the engine and the oil back into the system to ensure that they are sold to your vision of scaling up. Because it is, once you keep, it is the power of repeatability. When Narendra Modi goes up, stands up on the stage every single time and reminds you that this country will have to become a superpower, this country will become the superpower, this country's people will ensure that it will become a superpower, we in our mind start believing that yes, we are going to be the next superpower. So you need to align the people of your company to your goal of scaling up the company. So you need to understand that it is important that you push this vision into their heads by saying that one day this is the app that every single CEO is going to use. If you have an app, if you have something called as Go Fresh, because Mr. Vikash Gupta seems to be appearing right next to me. So if you have an app, you need to have a vision of saying that every single woman is going to download Go Fresh and is going to buy from Go Fresh. So this is the vision that you need to push into your people's head, and they need to buy and bite into that dream. So I've given you 5 tips. Apart from this, there are 2 more things that I want you to know, because these 7 things is something that I have learned the very, very hard way. See, I started with 3 people and we are 4,500 people today. If I would have been in a hall, people would clap on this, right? But I usually take a pause here and say this, that you know what you need to clap on? You need to clap on the fact that the 3 people who joined me first are still around with me after about 15, 18 years. That doesn't mean that people don't move on. A lot of people moved on, and I'm very happy because they are doing so much better than what I could offer them to do. And they still remember me. They still want to come back to me. But I feel the mere fact that people have stuck on to me is because, one, they believed in my vision, uh, and and something that my father taught me very early in life, which has also helped me in politics. I think in this life, yeah, you can earn whatever. You can earn respect, you can earn money, you can earn you can earn cars, you can earn whatever, but the most important thing to earn is people, and it's very, very difficult to earn. So please earn people. It is these people, if they are your employees, they will promote your product, your idea, you. If they are your friends, they will stand by you in thick or thin. If these are the people who are your mentors, if these are the people who are your investors, whichever company you go to, I think when I started my first company, the angel investor in my first company became a Series A investor in my second company, and he has become the founding member of my third company. And of course, he did exceedingly well because he became the partner of one of the largest funds that India could have. And now he's floated his own fund of funds, and I'm sure you know that fund. It's called Avatar. It is the fund of funds, the largest fund of funds in India. So yes, I don't think I've been lucky. I've earned these people, and I think that's something that is worthwhile. So please remember, for every entrepreneur, do whatever, but earn your people, and that's most important. Last, and of course, something that I told you, I've learned the very, very, very hard way. A lot of people today are looking at companies to exit. A lot of companies want companies that can be lifetime companies. People are different, companies are different, ideas are different, right? Uh, a lot of companies do exceedingly well, and sometimes you sit down and think why that company is doing well when they have the same idea as mine, and I'm struggling to get money, right? Sometimes you feel that a bad idea is getting a lot of coverage, a lot of PR, a lot of money, investors are pouring over it. Baiju is running over every single education company, which is bullshitting, and then they are taking over these into big, large numbers. When I was sitting on your side of the table, I thought everything is gas. When I sit on this side of the table, I feel everything is jugaad, right? But trust me, in this entire world, uh, I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in palmistry. I don't believe in astrology, but I believe in God. And I believe in karma and the laws of karma. So please understand this. I am sure that whoever is sitting on the other side of the table is facing his own shit. And we are facing our own shit, right? We are as good as we deserve to be. Trust yourself and keep going on, because one day, every dog has his day and your day will come. Unfortunately, we just leave it at that and allow ourselves to fret. Yes, there could be bad ideas which get funded, but trust me, they have done something very well, and that something could just be networking. That something could just be the founder being Harvard educated, and the investor also being Harvard educated. That something could be the founder's father being a very, very big guy. We are all running our own situations. We are all in our own particular we all run our own particular differentiations, and we are all different, and there is something our own individual path which is carved in front of us. So all in all I could say is just be happy of where you are, because trust me, there are 90% of people in today's world who would love to swap positions with you, because at least you have started up. There are loads of people who are stuck into salaries and EMIs and loaded on their heads and still want to only start up. You are at least started up, and you are making a plan to scale up one day, and I'm sure you will scale up one day. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm sure I would have loved to have presented a PPT to give you exact plans, but I did not know and I did not get the time to actually interact with each one and understand from Aparna ji as to how and how different you people are and which backgrounds you come from. But I would love to take individual questions, and I would love to answer them in my own capacity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shweta ji. It was interesting, very, very motivational session. Very nice. I really enjoyed each and every part of it, and very good takeaways, of course. Like I would, and actually, everybody is running our own races. No, we are running our own race, and in our own sector, we are just running. That's what we are doing, and very interesting. So we can have questions.
Yeah, I would love to discuss individual businesses also. It's fine.
Yeah, Sapna is saying we should plan one-on-one session if possible.
I'm okay whenever you want to.
Great. I would love to, really, I would love to that you should take, but you are so busy, so I would really need to have some time with you.
No, but my heart is here, so I'm sure. I think we have a hand raise.
Yeah, this is Arvind Verma. Yeah, Arvind, can we have your question?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, hi, Arvindji.
Ma'am, your session was really very motivating, and the way you are clear and believes in karma, not in luck and something else. That's really very good. One thing, ma'am, I would like to understand, and this is basically, I'm not pointing to anyone or saying anything about anyone, but what I realize or I experience that the people sitting in especially government kind of institutions, if you present to them your idea, they sometimes feel that there is no innovation, and they speak again and again about the innovation. So I stuck something like this in some reputed place. I would not mention the name, but
Please
it's
don't.
a very reputed institutions, and their head was saying that there is no innovation in your business, so we cannot.
Sir, करते क्या हैं अरविंद जी? आप करते क्या हैं?
Ma'am, I'm agree.
गैया बनी हुई है आपके. आपके लोगों में गैया दिख रही है मुझे. क्या करते हैं?
Ma'am, actually, I'm trying to establish a business, a new way of concept where we are going to connect food consumer health with the farmers. And basically my background is that I worked last 21 years in different organizations in MNCs. I'm a Agri graduate, and then I did the MBA and 1 year executive program from IIM Calcutta. So I took this
sir, तो आप करते क्या हैं ये बताइए, आपका प्रोडक्ट क्या है, आप कैसे किसान से क्या लेके जाएंगे और क्या आप करेंगे?
मैम, हम किसान को बास्केट सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, वेयर वी विल प्रोवाइड entire range of agri input at their doorstep.
Nice.
We will provide, we will have a mobile app where farmer can get number of services. He can get 24/7 agronomical technical consultancy free of cost. He will get entire government advisory, weather forecast and other things from that app itself. Also, whatever farmer is producing, either it perishable or not perishable, because like fruits, vegetable, milk, okay, and other things that we will purchase on daily basis, and whatever is not non-perishable, that we will provide him multiple option where he can sell it.
Okay, understood. Arvind ji, अभी 2-3 चीजें आप मेरी बात समझिए. देखिए, डिफरेंशिएशन जो होता है ना,
मैंने क्वेश्चन पूरा नहीं किया, एक्चुअली बीच में हम इधर आ गए. माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट जब हम गवर्नमेंट के पास जाते हैं तो उनको इनोवेशन नहीं दिखता, जब हम प्राइवेट में जाते हैं तो उनको इनोवेशन दिखता है, बट उनको प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि अभी तक आपका कोई ट्रैक्शन नहीं है.
हाँ, अरविंद जी, अब उत्तर दे दूं? बहुत सारे हैंड रेज दिख रहे हैं, तो सारे क्वेश्चंस लेंगे. जी, देखिए डिफरेंशिएशन जो होता है वो 2 तरीके से होता है, राइट? यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. डिफरेंशिएशन of your product, especially at a startup stage, it is very important फॉर यू टू आइडियली हैव अ इनोवेशन, जिसे आप कहते हैं ना, ऐसा जिसने जैसा कभी हुआ ही नहीं है। तो बहुत सारे जो लोग मेरे पास आते हैं कहते हैं मैम बहुत ही इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट, बहुत ही इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट। तो मैं सबसे पहले ये पूछती हूँ यार, दुनिया में इतने लोग हैं, हमारे देश में 1,35 करोड़ लोग हैं, 135 करोड़ हैं, किसी ने सोचा नहीं ये आइडिया, तो या तो बहुत ही महाबकवास होगा या फिर there is something wrong with the way you've thought about it. So please understand the terminology of innovation in the very first go. इनोवेशन क्या है? इनोवेशन आपकी मेथोडोलॉजी में होता है। यू नीड टू एड एफिशिएंसी समवेयर। ऑरकुट वही काम कर रहा था, फेसबुक ने उसको उससे बेहतर करके दिखाया। तो अगर किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को आप बेहतर कर सकते हैं तो वो आपका इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट हो सकता है। आज के दिन में जब आप एक आइडिया सोच रहे हैं तो आप प्लीज understand that there are at least 5,000 people who are thinking of the same idea. So the key is in execution. It is not in the innovation. Lot of innovations. NIF में आज we have increased our world rating from 146 to about 48 in innovation in India, right? But अधिकतर innovations हमारी कन्वर्ट प्रोडक्ट में नहीं हो रही है, कमर्शियल प्रोडक्ट में नहीं हो रही है, दे कांट बी कमर्शियलाइज्ड, एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई एम स्ट्रगलिंग विद टुडे एट द डिसाइसिव पॉलिसी लेवल, बिकॉज इतनी सारी इनोवेशंस पड़ी हैं एंड देयर इज नोबडी टू स्केल इट अप, क्योंकि वो कमर्शियली नहीं हो सकती है। सो अ स्टार्टअप needs to understand कि there needs to be a gap in the market. अगर मार्केट के को वो चीज चाहिए होती है तब आप वो चीज देते हो। नाउ कमिंग बैक टू आपके प्रश्न, ये आपके प्रश्न का उत्तर नहीं है, आपके प्रश्न का उत्तर बहुत सिंपल है सर। एक चीज याद रखिए, मेरे पीछे जो लिखा है वो छोड़ दीजिए फॉर वंस एंड प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस, आई एम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर। मैं आपको गलत एडवाइस नहीं दे सकती हूँ। the most important thing in an entrepreneur's life needs to understand, he needs to understand is that government will give you scale. There is enough and more money in the market. मनी कभी भी आप गवर्नमेंट से मत उठाइए, बिकॉज वो जो पैसा सरकार से आता है वो आपको बहुत दिनों बाद आएगा, बहुत लंबा खींचेगा, और उसमें आपके इतने लीकेजेस रहेंगे कि आप तक पहुंचते पहुंचते पानी 1 मिलीलीटर आएगा और बाकी सारा पाइप से बह जाएगा। सो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट मनी इज अवेलेबल इन द इकोसिस्टम। Take scale from the government. If there is something that you can give to the government, give to the government, but ensure that you get the right scale. जहां तक आपके प्रोडक्ट और आपकी कंपनी की बात है अरविंद जी, आई वुड सजेस्ट यू टू लुक एट अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कंपनी कॉल्ड लीन एग्री. It is called Lean Agri या भारत एग्री. They just changed their name. भारत एग्री similar काम कर रहा है. It is also run by one of very interesting founders. They are from IITs. Similar advisory का काम कर रहे हैं ये लोग. And there is another agri startup which is called Agri Star. इनको दोनों ने आविष्कार कैपिटल नाम के इम्पैक्ट फंड ने फंड किया हुआ है। दोनों कंपनीज के अगर आप देखेंगे तो वो आप जो देना चाह रहे हैं, ये दोनों एग्री स्टार और लीन एग्री दोनों को मिलाकर आप वो प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में लाना चाह रहे हैं। इसकी एफिशिएंसी कैसे बदल सकती है, इस बढ़ सकती है, कैसे आप कवरेज ज्यादा दे सकते हैं, ये आप जब किसी को बताएंगे कि मैं मेरे पास कवरेज कैसे मैं ज्यादा बढ़ा सकता हूं, कैसे एफिशिएंसी बढ़ा सकते हैं, कैसे ट्रस्ट बढ़ा सकते हैं, क्योंकि आज के दिन में सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम यह है कि 78% ऑफ फार्मर्स एंड रूरल एरिया पीपल आर यूजिंग स्मार्टफोन्स, बट दे आर नॉट यूजिंग स्मार्टफोन्स फॉर द राइट पर्पसेस। आप अगर किसी को पूछेंगे कितने स्कीम्स अप्लाई किए तो वो अप्लाई नहीं करते हैं, बट यूट्यूब देखने के लिए, वो पॉर्न देखने के लिए अधिकतर यूज होता है। सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट द कंट्री एंड द IQ ऑफ द कंज्यूमर्स that you are hitting and make, see ultimately you are an entrepreneur. आपको अपना काम निकालना है और आपका काम आराम से निकल सकता है because you are in a right space in the right time. Just ensure that you find your own innovation and present it in the right manner, and it really doesn't matter जो लोग आपको बता रहे हैं ना, उनको खुद innovation का meaning I think समझने में अभी थोड़ा समय लगेगा। जी विकास जी,
it's very clear and of course you are very to the point and where it was actually private में जब मेरी बात होती है they appreciate the innovation, they understood where the innovation is. And
Arun ji, we have more questions.
yes,
We'll just
okay, ma'am.
discuss one
Okay,
by
ma'am.
one.
Thank you
आप
so
मेरा
much.
नंबर ले लीजिए, आप मुझसे बात कीजिए आराम से.
Let it-
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to explain our venture and to organize this kind of wonderful platform. And thanks, Shweta ma'am, for your motivational speech. Genuinely, I don't have any question after your session, but I would love to tell you about our venture, GoFresh, what we are exactly doing. We developed a vending machine to provide instantly made, fresh, healthy, and hygienic fruit juice and salad. We have a variety of fruit juices through our vending machine, like sugarcane juice, orange juice, mousme juice, pomegranate juice, and lime juice. The machine itself processes the juice within 45 seconds after taking the order through touch screen. So, and recently we are recognized by the US Embassy and incorporated with the Ministry of Electronics.
Nice.
And this
And
is
raw
what we
material,
are doing.
you still need
Yeah,
you still
ma'am.
need
We
a
use
man to manually feed in the raw material.
Actually, we are building a centralized system and we'll monitor this machine remotely and we'll refill this machine once in a day. After that, machine will do all the things. Yes.
Okay, so when you say fresh, it is actually not fresh. It is a few hours. So you will have a centralized kitchen, and then you will refill these cans.
No, ma'am, no. We'll insert the whole fruits in the machine. After commanding the machine, the whole fruit will go to the juicer, and the juice will dispense in your glass instantly. The juice will process instant after the payment done. Yes.
Oh, okay, nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, good, very good idea. Good idea.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vikas. Now we have Avnish Srivastav.
Ji, Avnish ji.
Hi, thank you so much, Shweta, first of all, for sharing your time. I would not take the anchor's desk here. I was looking at the, I'm not making a political statement, but it is close to my heart. So, apna prayas is the concept which drove me to this this word that apna. So after apna Vikas, Vishwas and prayas is the theme. My theme, actually, I'm working for a services pro. I have worked for 22 years in the financial services, and we have seen the huge gap between when we talk of the financial inclusion versus literacy. So literacy has become a major part of whether we talk of all the initiatives government has already taken, and obviously it has been the long pending issue which we tried to manage. So the idea that I've named as that trademark is called What Next. What Next talks about the current stage versus the next stage a person can move on. So most of the ideas will talk about what is a product or a service which is going to happen certain part of time. It takes every idea as an idea. For example, every startup for me is my consumer, because if you have to move to the next stage, as you suggested as a great ideas and points here, how do we, so the last point was, which was the breakthrough in terms of the appeal and statement, which most of us in the journey of a startup lose on, is What Next all about. So what is still a registered trademark, and we are still waiting for the final registration. And the concept is to, as we have the concept of financial inclusion getting closer, we want skill inclusion to be getting closer from masses. And it is about differentiating between what is India and what is Bharat, because future is Bharat. India is getting established, and how do we contribute as citizens, and What Next is a dream which will try to be play a part in this role.
Very nice, Avnish ji. Very good idea. What will be your deliverables? So will you mentor people? Will you give them proper curriculumized education about what's next, or will you handhold? What will you do?
So coaching is one aspect for the MSME and the limit and at the business owners level. Because to reach masses, you have to have a platform. IT, I'm trying to bridge in concept of technology which can reach in offline mode. And as you said, कि किस लैंग्वेज में मेरा भारत समझेगा, और जो बंदा जो मोबाइल को यूज करता है वो यूजर क्यों लैंड करेगा उस डेवलपमेंट के लिए, इट्स अ बिग क्वेश्चन. एंड हेन व्हाट नेक्स्ट आल्सो टॉक्स अबाउट वी ब्रिजिंग द इंटेंट ऑफ द पीपल. 1.3 करोड़ में से अगर आप लगा लीजिए करीब 10 करोड़ के पास पॉपुलेशन अपने पास रेडी है मैम, which can actually be included in the system. And all those initiatives that we see in terms of participation, whether it is Danjan Yojana or Ujjwala Yojana, if you compile this, are the right users who also need some skills to be, because if they are in a situation आज वो सिचुएशन में इसलिए है क्योंकि उनके पास मॉनेटरी गेन्स नहीं है, स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है. स्ट्रेंथ मॉनेटरी गेन क्यों नहीं है? केवल स्किल्स नहीं है. फॉर मी, all my consumers can be a big platform where we will try to reach in
So,
next 5
Avnish
years.
ji, I personally run my latest startup is a future skills startup. It's called imaginexp.com.
Okay.
We would love to run a course with you on financial inclusion and what can be the journey. We have about 4,000 odd students in various 21 different universities that are captive with us. So please do write in to me. You can take my email address from Aparna ji, and we
Thank you
can
so
take
much.
it on from there.
Thanks,
Thank you.
thank you. Aparna, I'll be in touch with you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Anish. You got a good
Thanks.
offer.
Thank you, Aparna. Thank you.
So we have Sapna now. Sapna. Sapna saying, can we have your question, please?
I think,
I'm
yeah.
on mute. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for taking my question. Let me. So I kind of, got hooked the moment you mentioned purpose. So, I'm one of those who probably have the purpose sorted, but rest everything is haywire. And I would not take time of the entire group and throw a question here, but I would want your number and would want to contact you through Aparna ji and want to take this further. There are two ideas I'm toying with, and both of them are very close to the purpose, that is sustainable living and wellness. So I want to toss that idea with you too. But one question, quick one, that there is a bit of fear when you go out to look for more investment, and your product is somewhat ready, but whom to open up to? Like, this is a great forum, but if this was not happening, then what would be an ideal channel for a new entrepreneur to start with, if he has an idea and wants to go about
in two simple words, friends and family. Do not go anywhere else. If your friends and family can't trust your idea, nobody will. So the first person that you need to convince that your idea is bang on is you yourself. And you said, my purpose is very, very clear. The second person, people who love you blindfolded, are your friends and family. So if they can't trust and put money on your idea, trust me, nobody will. So convince them first. If you can get the starting penny, I'm sure everyone else will fall into place.
Great advice. Thank you. My husband is on board, so I'm doing something right, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. But he doesn't have a choice. Try your brother, if you have one.
Try Aparna ji.
All the best.
Thank you, Sapna. Now we have Shaurya Mittal. Shaurya, can we have your question?
Yeah, sure. Hello, Shweta ma'am. I think I really found the session very helpful. I resonated जब आपने बोला था कि you were the first entrepreneur from your family, or you did your own mistakes in the beginning. I think I really resonated with that. नाम है Humans of Safe Places. It's a social venture. What we do is we work around stigmas, social stigmas, यानी कि issues like mental health, sexual abuse, discrimination. ये जो होते हैं, ये issues हमारी society में stigmatized होते हैं. और generally जो लोग होते हैं, जो victims होते हैं, जो survivors होते हैं, उनको before seeking help from legal help or before seeking psychiatric or mental health therapists की help के पहले उनको अपनी एक community की help चाहिए होती है, जो उनको मिल नहीं. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, am I audible?
Yeah, please carry on.
Okay. So generally what happens is that people who are survivors of abuse or trauma या dysfunctional families, क्या होता है कि क्योंकि ये issues इतने stigmatized होते हैं, stereotyped होते हैं, सेंस ऑफ शेम और हेजिटेशन अटैच होती है इन इश्यूज के साथ, तो वो कभी इसके बारे में बात नहीं कर पाते हैं। जैसे कि हमने देखा था कि जो मी टू मूवमेंट हुआ था 2018 में, तो उसमें विक्टिम्स इवन दो दे वर विमेन, मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट, मोस्ट पावरफुल विमेन, उनको भी सालों लग गए थे सिर्फ इसके बारे में बात करने के लिए। तो हम इसीलिए एक सेफ प्लेस, एक नॉन जजमेंटल एम्पैथेटिक एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं, जहाँ पे लोगों को एक कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट मिल सके, सर्वाइवर्स को एक कम्युनिटी सपोर्ट मिल सके। तो इसके लिए हम कुछ मॉडल्स पे काम कर रहे हैं, कुछ बिजनेस मॉडल्स पे काम कर रहे हैं। और तो इसमें हम 2 या 3 तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं, एक सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू और एक सर्विसेज के थ्रू। तो अब मैं इसको स्केल अप करना चाहती हूँ क्योंकि ग्रो करना चाहती हूँ। तो इसके लिए एक तो इन्वेस्टर तो डेफिनेटली एक तरीका है, पर जो दूसरा मुझे लगता है कि सोशल वेंचर के लिए ग्रांट्स भी अवेलेबल होती हैं, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टमेंट में मतलब आई थिंक रिस्क ज्यादा होता है। मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ, मैं आपसे यही पूछना चाहती हूँ कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द राइट वे टू गो अहेड, क्योंकि अभी मैं स्टेज पे हूँ कि मैंने ये स्टार्ट किया था, नाउ आई हैव बीन वर्किंग ऑन इट, but now I want to grow it and I need access to more resources. तो सही तरीका आपके हिसाब से क्या होगा? Also, since you mentioned that you invest in social ventures, do you think this is something that might interest you?
Okay, so Shaurya, are you making money?
So we have business model. We are working on a business model, and we plan to make money.
How are you intending to monetize this? See, trust me, every entrepreneurial venture, whether it be social impact, is good with social enterprises. Anything which just intends to give away, whenever, see, in my personal opinion, whatever whoever might say, when you start to give, you're already saying to somebody who's taking that I'm more powerful and you're less powerful. So I don't believe in this whole joy of giving or power of giving and so. Giving is a bad concept. If you want to really do anything, please empower the people. As women, I don't believe in the power of in the word of women empowerment. What I really believe in is the fact that you give us equal opportunities. I would love to have a look at your monetization model, because I personally feel that there is going to be no monetization model around the concept that you are doing, right? Except until you get into formal counseling, which is clinical counseling. Now, trust me on this, it's a difficult space to be in, because in India, therapy is not normalized. We still feel that mental challenges are also depression. A lot of people have been talking around depression. A lot of Bollywood people have been making money on concepts like this, but they are the ones who can make money on concepts like this because they are already an established brand. If you actually look at volumes and making money on stuff like this, you really need a monetization model or a commercial business model by virtue of which you can make money. Before that, two things that you need to do, and I think that is one of the approaches that you should be taking, is to ensure that policy advocacy is very, very important in all of this, right? Whether you talk about Me Too movement, what happened after the Me Too movement is very, very critical, because a lot of people did not follow through to the Me Too movement. MJ Akbar won most of the places where allegations were made. The men actually won the legal battle, and many women did not approach the legal space also. So coming back to what you need to be doing, you need to understand that one of the most important thing that you need to be doing right now is policy advocacy. A lot of commercial corporate companies do not yet have a Vishakha committee, whereas this is the legal requirement. So one of the things that you need to be looking at is audits in corporates for ensuring that safe places are maintained. So position yourself as somebody who does social audits, and that's where you can start giving certificates certification of social audits to corporates, and they will start valuing your services. You need to either give a service or you need to give a product, right? As far as services is concerned, this is one of the services that is completely lacking in the market, and hence if you can pick up this cause, it's going to be a perfect cause, because audits are required. Audits are required for psychologists today, because there are a lot of clinics which are coming up, but people do not know, if I am depressed, which is the place that I need to go to. If my child is depressed, what is it that I'm going to go to? Apart from this, you need to have products which can be in form of technology, of how people can have a shout out, and people can, so a lot of you must look at this company that works on happiness quotients of employees, or you can have a look at various companies which give feedback to people on how the employer is, as far as salary is concerned, as far as their reputation is concerned. If there can be a drop box or a box which women can write that my boss is trying to do this with me unknowingly, and it can reach the right places through the use of technology. A lot of companies like Infosys, I know, and Persistent Systems have built their in-house apps. So if you can customize an app which can do something like this, is going to be perfect. In a similar manner, the app can look at wellness, it can look at mental health, it can look at depression, it can look at whatever. And you need to go either the app product way or the services way, but it's very important for you to start looking at monetizing your model, because until you are able to monetize it, you're not going anywhere, and nobody is going to give you money for this as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, and I have been already working on monetizing it. So there are 3 ways in which we are monetizing this. So basically, the term safe places, we intend to use safe places as a tool, and that tool can be in turn used to achieve different objectives. So for example, in a corporate space, that safe place as a tool can be used to achieve, say, greater well-being within the employees. We are also building a community through social media platforms, क्योंकि हमने एक digital community set up करी है. So we are also working to scale that up and eventually build an app or and use technology to build that further. So I do have some business models and that I'm working on, and I would really like to discuss them further with you.
Absolutely, please write into me.
Thank you,
Sure.
Shaurya.
Thank you so much.
Now we have Pratibha also. Pratibha, you want to ask something?
Well, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Shweta ji, you were commendable, and it was such a mind-opening kind of a session for us. Thank you so much for being with us today here. And Aparna ji, thanks for conducting this. Well, I am into the skilling space, Shweta ji, and I am a master trainer and a lead assessor certified who has been working in space. Now I am trying to make it into online with a digital space, because my aim is to bring in, I am with the Media and Entertainment Skill Council, wherein, where we are coming with the paid model, because right now, we can't always expect the funding to happen and things like that. So we thought, why not do the upskilling and reskilling, because media industry happens to be a very unorganized and, a lot of compliances issues and a lot of film cinematography tourism's happening. So we thought, let's have very structured. We are following the certified trainers with a structured content, wherein we can make them a world-class with the ecosystem. They fall into the ecosystem with the internships and with the apprentice model to come into the space, so that the taboo which the industry always has, these can't be the creative fields, can't be your professional careers. So bridging that gap, and also, there's a lot of exploitation, what I've experienced, if they go to some half knowledge people, and then a lot of children end up, getting misled in this career. So I thought of making it into an ecosystem which can be very structured. We have a mechanism where a layer of master trainers and the trainers and the content which is structured, which a certification which comes from the industry, then industry tie-up. So my question here is, in this entire system, so I am trying to create a lot of awareness to the industry, suggesting that it is mandatory to become competent or more efficient. There has to be a upskilling model to be done, so that, how do we see in IT structure, how do we see in logistics, any other structure where they give importance to the skill enhancement. So this is where my awareness is going on. So what better you think way would be, I'm putting in my efforts to bring in, the structure into a very organized framework of a skill ecosystem. Can you just throw some light on, giving me a direction? Maybe is there any better way to create an importance? Yes, this is mandatory. This is no more an option. Even this segment needs a proper structured skilling ecosystem. They need to have that.
Where are you based, Pratibha ji?
I'm based out of Hyderabad, Shweta.
Okay, nice. So very, very interesting. Do you have a film background?
Well, I'm myself a voiceover artist, master trainer. So I don't have a film background because I'm much into corporate training. So as a trainer, I thought I should get into a system which is very tough, unorganized. But I have done a lack of certifications till now. I have done a program under, skill NSDC. I'm already an empaneled thing. I have done something that is called as a recognition of prior learning. And that is where I've done. But now I am pushing it. Upskilling is mandatory, reskilling, Atmanirbhar. So you should have alternate skills so that, you can sustain yourself. That is.
Okay. Why did you choose film, especially the sector of film is what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Why did you choose?
The question is, yeah, I got your point. The reason is, one is sunrise industry, media industry, where other sectors are suffering. This industry is having good lot of opportunities. Number one. Number two is, the people are not aware that there are a lot of opportunities here. So, and at the same time, this being already known for unorganized and unstructured, many people are hesitant, even for the college students or dropouts, or maybe even
so
people
yes,
who want
okay,
to pursue.
Pratibha ji,
I want to fill that gap.
Yes. So again, I think it's a brilliant idea, and congratulations. You have a very good space that you picked up. The only thing is, it's important for you to tweak and sit right in the right position. And positioning always comes from the gap in the industry. So we need to understand that. Now, is skilling important? Skilling is extremely important. That's why the government actually started a skilling ministry completely, right? Now, are people aware of skilling needs? Our country is extremely poorly skilled because we don't believe in skilling. Even when we are educated, we don't get into skilling because we don't get into hands-on training, right? What is upskilling, upgrading, learning new skills, diversification of skill, reskilling? These are concepts which have been pushed through various schemes by the government to ensure that people understand this. Within corporate sectors, the company tells you that, oh, you need to diversify and start getting into skilling. You want to reskill, you should be upskilling, and so on and so forth, right? So you become an employee, you follow the way the corporate does things, and then you follow suit. But when you are an entrepreneur, when you are a freelancer, when you are in a creative field, when you are trying to move from one company to another company, and especially with the advent of IT, because IT changed, languages changed, platforms changed, Android changed 20 times, new generations came in. It was important that the young generation started understanding, oh, I need to keep learning. I need to learn Java now, then I need to learn Android now, I need to learn, but yet a whole large in the pyramid the bottom and say up have really not understood that skilling is a continuous process, learning is a continuous process, and that is the fault of the country today, right? Especially, I was asking you why media and especially films, because it's a very difficult space. You might feel that it's easy, but it's a difficult space. Why? I'll tell you. Because a lot of things are learned through experience, right? And a lot of things are learned through practice. So one of the things that I would love you to incorporate, and that's what your question was, is experienced workshop from people who have done it, been there, and nobody's asking them. So unfortunately, this is if you actually look at Bollywood, I am based out of Mumbai, so Tapsi is a very, very close friend, and if you want, I will introduce you to Prahlad Kakkad, because he's trying to do something in the media industry, and he also runs a large institute which is for media and communication. He's also an ad guru. So he's a very, very close friend. I was talking to Tapsi, and Tapsi was telling me that, Shweta ji, I need to have an alternate business. And she runs, with her sister, she runs an events company, because she was saying that after 35, my opportunities are going to decline. So yes, with technology coming in, with aesthetics and, cosmetologists increasing, I think you can increase to about 45, but yet 45 beyond, you don't get roles, you don't have nothing to do. And these are the people who start looking for opportunities. So if they can teach, if they can come out down for workshops, and if they can be paid, I think that's a brilliant thing that you can do. And there is a gap in the industry. Also, there's a gap in the way business is done in Bombay and the business is done in Hyderabad. So a whole lot of Telugu industry, film industry, a whole lot of Kerala film industry needs to get more fitter. So I was telling somebody that the largest play today is the kind of exercise equipments, the gyms and the yoga which is available in Bombay to get fitter, to look more leaner, to look a particular way, the nose looking a particular way, is not available to the Telugu industry. It's not available to the Karnataka industry. It's not available to the Kerala industry, and that's the reason why they are still importing a lot of good-looking girls and cinematographers, a lot of people from if you actually see from Bombay or from the north. So I think if you're sitting in a nice place and it's a nice opportunity, only if you can really work out a product which can position right, and you can bridge the gap between Bombay and Bollywood and Tollywoods of the world. I suggested this to another entrepreneur, that there is hardly any vernacular OTT platforms. Now she's got a funder and she is making one of the largest OTT platforms which are for vernacular. So you'll have Bhojpuri, you'll have Kannada films on the OTT platforms, and you look at it, there is no OTT platform which is for vernacular today. In a very similar manner, if a Bhojpuri actor, or if you've just had one Genelia come out of Hyderabad, who else? And that too, when she came to Bombay, she only married Ritesh Deshmukh. Who from there actually comes here and makes $1 billion? If you can build something which can translate into giving them opportunities and skilling them to ensure that they go up and find more opportunities, you are bang on. It's a good space, but you need to, know the space, you need to be an expert. So get an expert from the field. I would love to connect you to Prahlad Kakkad. He's growing old and looks, he's looking at somebody who's young and nice, who can run it up for him.
You have actually nailed it. I have bought in 30 experts as of now, because I've been working with the entire South film industry, and I've been, working in this space. And then my idea was, when I've seen so much of experts, their expertise going to, not getting utilized, and the young ones are struggling. So I thought, let me bring the experts, and then the young ones get the hand holding. This is where made me come into this space, because, then already there are 30 experts with us in all 24 crafts. So I would definitely like to get connected to Mr. Kakkad or Tapasi, because this is something which we would like to take it forward.
I will do that.
Already a digital infrastructure is made. We are ready to launch we did a soft launch 2 weeks back. We are ready to launch Pan India on this. And,
so whenever you are in Bombay, please do come down. I will personally come take you to Prahlad's house. We can have dinner there. You can discuss. I told you he's growing old and he's looking for a younger person
definitely
to take on
I would like to.
the metal.
Definitely, I should
Thank you.
make sure that I come for this at least.
Thank
Not
you.
that when I
Thank
come, I would like to make sure I come for this.
Thank
Thank you, Shweta ji. Thanks for your time
Thank
and input. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratibha. Thank you, Shweta ji.
Thanks.
Really, I think we have really got two people who have really got immediate support. Avnish and Pratibha. Really, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Very amazing session. Thank you, everyone. And,
Such a versatile energy, but Shweta ji has, I must applaud your energy level. My goodness. All the
Thank you,
fields
ma'am.
you are covering. You are like a magnet, big magnet.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy.
That's
Though I didn't ask you any question, but I'm very happy to see you talk and listen to you.
थैंक यू मैम दैट्स अ ब्लेसिंग थैंक यू सो मच माँ सरस्वती की कृपा तो मेरे पास है ही आपकी भी अब ब्लेसिंग्स के साथ आई होप आई गेट सम न्यू एनर्जी टू कैरी ऑन फर्दर I have a very difficult battle. I'm trying to change politics. So, you know, I definitely need all the blessings and the best wishes.
It's a tremendous project, Shweta. It's a fantastic initiative, changing politics. Yeah.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you. God bless you. I'll pray because
Thank
our politics is really
Shweta
poor.
ji, we are with you to change politics.
Thank you. Thank you so
You
much.
can
God
always
bless.
count
Thank
on
you.
us whenever you need.
okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you.
Shweta
Thank
ji.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Aparna, for connecting. Thank you, Aparna, for connecting with so much knowledgeable people on your forum. I'm very thankful to you. Thanks
Thank
again.
you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Aparna ji. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Acha, Shweta ji, she's gone. Okay, like Bhupesh, somebody who wanted to connect Shweta ji on a one-to-one. So what I'll do, I'll speak to her and then we'll connect that person.
Sure. Thank you.
Avnish ji, can I connect with you?
Yeah.
I would like some
yes.
guidance.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Most welcome.
Yeah, please share a number with Aparna ji. I'll collect.
I'll do that. You can note down my number, ma'am. You're most welcome. Yes.
I could not see your number. That's why I'm asking.
It's 932. I'll put it on the text. I'll put it on text.
Yeah, please.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Aparna ji.
Thank you, Aparna ji. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Sure.